Let's talk about self-image. Most of us, we've got this self-image, who we think we are. We've got a thought about who we think we are. We also have a image of ourself. And what we do is we try and shape this image. We try and shape our self-image, control our self-image, which is very stressful. Because then not only do we want to control this self-image, we want to control how other people see this self-image. We want to control the type of light that people see us in. What I mean by this is we want to, these are examples. We want others to see us as a good person. Others to see us as a successful person, as a good parent, as a hard worker, as someone who's polite, someone who's fashionable, someone who's smart, right? I mean, the list goes on. There's any of these type of things. We're shaping this. It's our self-image. When we care about how others are perceiving us, how others are seeing us, what we're really saying is how they see our self-image. There's this image of self that we care. I mean, just take out the word self-image and it's like we want them to see our painting. And we work so hard drawing this painting, and then we want them to see it a certain way. So then we're trying so hard, and you see this with most people. You see how they have a certain image that they maintain around certain people. You could see this how perhaps someone who you're dating or you're living with or whatever the situation is, how they put on this self-image in front of strangers. They put on a self-image in front of the parents of your kids at their soccer games or baseball games or hockey games. And it's like they're a completely different person at home, right? We talked about this before in another video, talking about the personalities, right? How our personalities are always changing. We don't have this one personality that's fixed. We weren't born with this personality that then does not change. In fact, we have many personalities that are constantly changing throughout the day. Once you start observing this in yourself, you start seeing how that you just kind of throw it on in front of certain people based off of the environment, the people, the role that you're playing at that time. And personality comes from the word persona, and persona literally means mask. So you see that we interchange these masks throughout the day depending on the situation, the role that we're playing at that time, who we're interacting with. So we wear these certain masks to interact with different people in our lives, as well as we're caring so much importance on how another sees us. We want to be seen a certain way. Most people feel like they're not seen, so they want to be seen. But it doesn't end there. They want to be seen a certain way. They want to control. It's like, I want to control how others see me. Right? As if I can control how another person sees me. And when I care, when I give it so much importance and value and specialness, that's a life of stress. That's a life of unhappiness. There's no way that I can control how others see me. And if I'm putting on all these masks and disguises with different people, I'm definitely not being myself. And if I'm trying to shape a certain self-image to be seen so that I'm seen in a certain light, a certain way in front of others, and I'm trying to manipulate this self-image to control how they see me, this is quite the illusion. I'm an illusionist. And that's exactly what it is. It's all an illusion. It's all an illusion. How can that possibly be me? How can I actually be that self-image? Look at how much trouble I'm going through just to maintain it. How can that possibly be me? How can that be my true self, my true identity? This self-image that I have, that I constantly need to shape and control and support and build up and sculpt and make sure that the light is hitting me right in order for the audience to then be perceiving me correctly. Oh, these people, they don't think I'm that smart. These people, they don't think I'm beautiful enough. I need to control this self-image. I need to show up a certain way. I need to update it all the time. How can this be you? How can this be the true you? If it requires so much work. It sounds like, being yourself is very unnatural. That's how you know you're not being yourself, is because it feels unnatural. See, being yourself is the most natural. Being yourself is effortless. When you're being yourself, this whole self-image goes out the window. You don't care for that. You don't value that. There's no importance. Because if it comes and goes, it's false. It's fake. It's not real. Right? If it's always changing, it's not real. But what's aware of all this activity? Right? That sense that you have, that I am, I exist. Before all of that activity, before all the smoke and mirrors, all that activity, trying to control this big fantasy, trying to control how others perceive you, always trying to plan and scheme and manipulate. What's aware of that? That's the beingness. That's your being, your true being. That's your true self. That's the pure awareness. Using different words to describe something that's actually nameless. Nameless and formless. That which is aware of all that activity that's coming and going must mean that it's prior to that activity that's coming and going. It must mean that that which is aware of it, that which is aware of coming and going, must not come and go. That which is aware of the changing must be the changeless. It's beyond body and mind. It's beyond the whole illusion. It's what's aware of the illusion. It's what's aware when you see it like this, that yeah, I guess I do kind of try and control my self-image. Yes, I guess I do put an importance on my self-image. Yes, I do update my self-image and shape it and sculpt it. And yes, I do value how other people see my self-image. Yeah, that's your self-image. Who are you? You're not your self-image because you're obviously aware of your self-image. There's two. There's you. Right? I'm not pointing to the body, but there's you, and then there's your self-image. And the sense of you, the sense of I, the sense of I exist, that's been pretty consistent your entire life. Not pretty consistent, it's been consistent. Have you been aware? Are you aware right now? Yes. That awareness does not come and go. You're always aware. You can check, verify it at any time. How about now? Are you aware? Yes. You're even aware of being aware. Yes. Okay. That does not come and go. But the self-image, it's changing. It's a lot different, the self-image in your 30s and 40s or 20s compared to when you're 15, 16, 17, 18. Right? The self-image, it changes. It's like it changes when you enter different rooms with different people. You have a different self-image at work than you do at home with your wife or husband or family, your boyfriend or girlfriend. The self-image is a little different with your social friends. The self-image then morphs and changes when you're around parents at the soccer game or baseball game. The self-image then changes again if you meet up with old friends from high school, university, college, a previous job, right? It's always changing. So it can't be you. Because the sense of I am, I exist, that has not changed. And what is aware of the self-image that's always changing and sculpting and morphing and adopting and adapting, that which is aware of it, that's the permanent. That's the true self. And once that's seen very clearly, once that's realized, then this whole illusion just starts either falling, melting, or just being seen through for that which it is. False, fake, an illusion, a dream. It's just seen as an activity. It's literally just an activity. It's the doing. It's the doing. And that which is aware of it is the being, the I am. The being, just the presence of being. The awareness of being is aware of all that doing activity. And that all that activity, it's got so many thoughts and beliefs and ideas and feelings and concepts and different masks and disguises and roles. That feels so real when we believe that to be ourself. When the real identifies as the false, pretends to be the false, feels very real. Feels very real. But when this is realized, when the being is realized, when we awaken to our being, then we see right through it. We see right through it. Yeah, how can that be me? There's so much work. There's so much activity trying to maintain it and update it. And I was always believing myself to be that. That's why I cared so much about other people and how they see me. But that's just, it's the ego. It's the identification process. Just this all activity is the ego. But what is aware of all that? Obviously something that's beyond it. Something very silent, formless, and still in the background. It's the stillness that's aware of all that busy activity, all the coming and going. It's the silence that's aware of all the noise, the chatter of the mind. How are they gonna perceive me at this new event? How are the new parents gonna perceive me at the soccer game? I hope my old friends are going to still recognize me. Right? It's funny when we start seeing through it. And it's just, It's false. It's fake. And when we're being this, when we're pretending to be this, it's very disingenuous. It's very inauthentic, right? Authenticity has to do with what's real, what's true, right? Genuine, real. This is disingenuous when this is what we are trying to be. It's all a big facade, right? And it's our self-image. And you hear people, my self-image. Yeah, but what has the self-image? You go, no, that's me. No, that can't be you. You just said that's your self-image. What has the self-image? The image of self. Well, where's the true self? Where's that one? Right? Well, it's the body. It's the mind. No. Because that changes too. Just like that self-image is changed, this body is changing. Just like that self-image, right? Which is just all imagination. Because you can't point at something and actually say, there's my self-image. Where is it? Like I said, unreal. Where is it? Where's the self-image? Right? You don't point to your profile picture on social media, that's my self-image. It's part of your self-image. Like I said, there's many different facets, many different things that are needed to support this whole illusion. It's literally made up of like thoughts and beliefs and feelings and like dream stuff. This is really like a dream. It's all held together by like nothing. You can't touch it. You try and touch your self-image. If it's so real, grab it. It's not. It's not real. Where is it? Where is it? And you can't possibly be your self-image. If I'm saying grab it, who's the one that's grabbing it? Right? Is there two of you? Your self-image, and then there's you. So which one are you? Right? And when this amount of questioning comes in, well, the one that's false, you're nowhere to be found. That's what kind of the saying is, right? When the truth comes around, the lies go running, right? It's something like that. But that's the thing. It's because what's true is real and what's false is unreal. So you can't have a lie stand next to the truth because the truth is real. The lie doesn't even exist. What's unreal does not exist. That's what I said, is once the truth is then realized, just like that illusion just drops. The false is seen through. The false drops. The false then does not exist. It's seen very clearly. It's not something to believe in. Otherwise, that would be another belief. It needs to be a direct realization. It's the awareness turning on itself, becoming aware of itself. It's beingness becoming aware of beingness. It's presence being present to itself. Because the true self is impersonal. It's not personal. There's no name, there's no gender, there's no preferences, there's no religion, there's no culture, there's no opinions. None of that. That awareness, that's prior to everything. When you say, I am aware, I exist, you are aware that you exist. It's that awareness that's prior to everything else. Like I said, it's like in the background. That's aware of all the activity. It's aware of all the struggle, all the effort made to look your best in front of certain people. it's aware. You're aware. You're aware of that effort, aren't you? You go, yeah. You're aware that you talk a certain way in front of different people and that you look a certain way in front of other people. You're aware that you care what they think of you. You're aware that you care how they see your self-image. It's like it's not the real you. It's like you're holding up a painting of you, but you've created that painting. It's like you're the artist, that you've created this, right? But that's not you. What's creating it? What's the creator of that self-image? Right? Because when we create something and we believe ourselves to be it, it can only last so long. Right? And what I'm asking you to do is just turn it around. Question, who am I? What is aware of that? What is aware of all that self-image activity? What's aware of the identification with the self-image? What's aware that we're pretending to be something that we're not? Right? And when awareness becomes aware of itself, and that's realized, then this doesn't have so much value. It can drop. It can drop. Unless you want to go back to the illusion. Unless you want to go back to the dream, believing yourself. This is still going to exist. There's still going to be that. It doesn't really die. It's not taken serious. There's no belief in it. It's the belief that gives it the power. It empowers it. Right? But it's something that's good to question, because this whole self-image creates a lot of suffering, a lot of stress, a lot of unhappiness in our life. And once you look at it for what it is, once that truth is realized, it sets you free from the stress, from the suffering, from the illusion, from the bondage. You're free. You're free of that whole self-image. And you go, a lot of work maintaining that thing, right? It's only a lot of work because that's what you think you are. And then when you realize you're not, right, there's no energy behind it. There's no energy behind it. There's no belief. You can't take it serious. Others may still think whatever they want, they see, but I don't want to use the word like internally, but like internally, there's a clear knowing that that's not me. That's not the real me. Right? And that's how we're not really meeting with each other on such a deep level, because we're meeting with our here, meet my painting, and then you hold out your painting. Hello, Mitch. Meet my painting. We're not really meeting at a deep level. We're meeting on this level that's very superficial of self-image. What does your self-image think of my self-image? Oh, I dare you. Do you know how long I worked on this self-image? Right? So it's one of those things where it can be very liberating, depending on how much you work on that self-image. Definitely there's a lot of suffering and stress and unhappiness that is all tied into this, because it's an illusion. And when we wake up to what is real, right, then, like I said, is the dream just kind of disappears. Much like when you wake up from a dream at night. You wake up. Where's the dream? You go, thank God that wasn't real. And it's the same situation here. See you in the next one.